All right. Hi, Kat. Hi, Catherine. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We are live.
Hey, Jennifer. Hey, everyone.
Hi, everybody. So welcome to our live this week. Super happy to be here again with my partner in crime for our next projects, Catherine. Super happy to be here. We are going to speak today into from dream to reality, how to ground and level up your frequency through aligned actions. Because we're both realizing how much, walking this path, we are always fine-tuning our frequency to go to the next layer of calling and the next layer of potential. And what happens is sometimes the energies are so strong that we get lifted up, but we feel somehow ungrounded. So it's very, very important to always refresh the roots and look at our reality to take the appropriate actions to shift our playground to start matching the frequency that's calling us. So the first step of the whole thing is to choose what you want to be creating, right? First is to choose what you want to be creating. Second is to tap into the frequency of what you want to create and start aligning your frequency to the frequency of your creation. So it's kind of two movements in parallel. There's the reality, your embodied reality as it is now, and the reality that is actually calling you, what we call the calling. So those two frequencies are different. So by weaving the energy of your actual frequency with the new frequency, you are going to start upgrading your body. And your body is going, your field of manifestation is going to start showing you new opportunities. This is what we call the breadcrumbs, right? So by seeing those new breadcrumbs, our role is to start saying yes and start playing. This is how you will start taking aligned actions. This is how you will actually start grounding reality in your new frequency. Because what happens is if we only stay in the calling and envisioning, it's going to become frustrating at one point because you're going to feel like you're living in a dream, like you're going to feel it, you're going to be called by it, but nothing is actually going to change on your actual playground. So this is what we want to insist on today as we are both of us transitioning into that new frequency, that new program that we call Bloom, and also wanting to welcome all the women who are in transition also from what they feel called to, from the seed in their womb into actualization, into I'm ready, let's go and let's do it. Which, and we are going to speak about this, which is an invitation also to Seeds of Power, which is a 2-day retreat that we're going to have next week, which is going to be an opening of the portal of Bloom, and we'll speak more into it. But this is the theme of our life today, and also of Seeds of Power, which is bringing an activation to that seed of power, that seed of creation, and then starting to shift your playground in that transition.
Yeah, thank you so much for the intro and like weaving all of that. And I could see your weaving movement, and that the card that I just pulled just before our live was change, and it's actually the infinite, the infinite symbol, and it's really about weaving like the ground and the activation. It's always balancing the two. And so, as we're experiencing this shift, this transition, we are attuned to what the collective needs, because we're already creating this bloom, this bloom entity. So we're already tapping into what's needed, and a transition is needed. So that's why we've created Seeds of Power, so that there's, a solid space where this transition can happen. So it's a space where you can ceremoniously, acknowledge what you're leaving behind, and, letting go of the attachment to that, but then also having those deep imprints of what the new upgrade is in your body, in your feelings, in your felt sense, in your feminine. Really, that's what we're doing. But then the action taking brings in the actualization, the manifestation of it. And so that's why we've created Seeds of Power, to have that transition for the collective, tapping into what's required as we're going towards the solstice. Like, this is a space of transformation. This is a space of transitioning the year, And so it's an amazing space for that. So if you've been feeling called by Bloom and it's really like lightening you up and activating you, but there's still some things like pulling you down and like you don't quite know how to stay there, like how to really own up to that calling, because it scares, because the old pulls you back. Well, this is a space where you can actually experience that transition, that up level in integrity with your roots, in integrity with your calling, and having clarity also on that next layer of potential, that next layer of playground, and feeling like you can really like receive it, because you feel like, you know, there's a sacred space that's witnessing that's supporting you into that, and that sees the potential also of your seeds. Where we don't always all have those sacred spaces where we can exchange with people and like be seen and be taken seriously, or whatever this, you know, whatever it is for you, the language, or, but this is a space where you can really fully show up to and own up to that next layer of power, you know. And we're talking about like integrity, we're talking about like the power that you have to really be fully embodied and into the, you know, your design, like why you were created. And so it's really exciting to bring in that medicine of weaving from the dream to the reality, because, you know, for so long, I think, I mean, I've baited in spaces where, no, let me rephrase that. So I think it's time that those spaces exist where we can not only heal, but like get to the next level, like the healing. There's no more time for healing. You know, now it's time to transmute. It's time to try what it is on the other side. Like, how does it feel when I'm actually putting myself out there and receiving who I am, that resonance of your essence. And the more you tap into your essence, the more you say yes, the more it, you know, the more it emerges, the more it blooms. And the more you can really start creating with your essence. You trust your essence trusts you, because like there's that follow through, right? There's that resonance of like, you give of yourself and you receive it. And now like that's where it starts to get really fun and juicy, and you know, the outside looks like what's inside, and then your gifts can flow and be carried. So yeah, so we'll really we're gonna put the link down for the 2-day retreat called Seeds of Power. It's happening next week. So join us, direct message us if you have any questions. We would love to have you there into this portal of opening, really ceremoniously closing, and you know, being witness into your big leap, your big yes to the next year, the new you, and that next layer of blooming. Yeah.
Yay,
So
thank you, Kat.
Yeah.
Yes, you named pretty much everything. I don't really have anything to add besides the fact that this container is going to be, you know, on top of being sacred, it's going to be a catalyzer. So any leftovers of the old, like Catherine was saying, that, you know, you're kind of still hooked to it, but you know you need to let go. This is going to catalyze that shift. It's going really to help you take that step, take that leap onto that new playground, so you really set your ground and your roots into that new frequency that is going to help you show up in that new layer of gifts. So healing always happens. What we mean by there's no more healing is that we don't put our attention so much on the healing portion. Our life doesn't revolve around healing anymore, but it revolves around how can we show up. So the healing goes way faster because we choose to put our attention on what we are creating. So this is a container for the ones who are ready to leap into creations, who are ready to really use their co-creative power with their essence and with their gifts to really create this playground that is going to be of service to the big picture. Let's put it this way: big picture, including others, big picture, also including your lifestyle and having the proper ground and your needs met for you to bloom, and to be able to be nourished properly and have your safe playground for you to offer yourselves better to others. better and more to others.
So yeah, and I just want to add, instead of creation, we can also say service, because when you're serving, you can't attach to the healing because you have to serve. So that's why it happens so fast, because you got to show up. So you learn to dig down deeper, because because you're available for service. So that's how the shifting happens faster, because you put yourself out there and you serve. So if you're ready to step into that next layer of service, and you feel it's there, but you don't know how to engage with it, well, this will help you really take a leap into that next layer of service, of calling.
Yes. Okay. So the link is just above the video. We'll also put it underneath the video. And it's going to be a 2-day retreat next Thursday and Friday, December 16 and 17, 2 full days with both Catherine and myself. We're going to go through a whole process of activation, catalyzing, also embodiment practice, very deep embodiment practice that is going to help you root, clarifying your vision at the next level, and uplifting your frequency to the one of your calling to. And getting clarity also on the next actions to take. And also we will be inviting you to bloom from that spot too. So this is really the call. It's a teaser, it's a taster, it's a very accessible 2-day retreat for everybody who wants to have a deep dive and a taste of bloom condensed in a 2-day retreat. So we are waiting for you. We are welcoming you with open arms, and we are looking forward to journey with you. Aho on that note.
Aho.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.